but still she never learns, and so she fills it up again. And she drinks to broken men. She's overboard, surrendered and ignored. So this is how it feels to lose the war. Shots in his ass while the skater wins by cracking kneecaps, and we all keep tuning in as if somebody's gonna win. And Superman is just another sham, yeah. Clark works nights at the Tinker's Dam, selling porno mags to dirty men so he can pay the rent in his rat trap pig pen. He's overboard, surrendered and ignored. So this is how it feels to lose the war. Everybody's floating on their own decrepit boat, and everybody's fighting just to keep it all afloat. Oh, the president is just another man, just pushing buttons with a half-baked plan, like a stoner with a PS2. And he's playing games all afternoon, and he's just trying to beat his daddy's score. But it's a different time, and it's a different war, and he thinks his game is wearing thin. You need a faster thumb if you are gonna win. Overboard, surrendered and ignored. So this is how it feels to lose it. We were strong before, now we're naked on the floor. So this is how it feels to lose the
Good morning, friends. Good morning. It's Monday morning. A new trading week is starting. May the 20th, I think, for the next 2 hours. The London opening is our topic. I hope you have had all a relaxing weekend. Yeah, I was having a relaxing weekend. I still feel like I'm in the weekend because we have some public holidays here. So, yeah. But I want to spend this morning together with you here in the markets. Yeah, so let's have some fun together. Yeah, by the way, thanks for joining. So, some changes have happened over the weekend. Nothing serious, but at least something. I had to switch my music sources, so not to get in some conflicts with royalty infringements. So now I'm using some royalty-free music, so we do not have the top hits anymore and all the classicers that we have heard during the last few weeks. I hope it will still be entertaining and somehow convenient. Okay, Monday morning, yeah. I was checking the news to get an idea about the trading situation, the market situation. So far, yeah, there was only one event, I would say, and that related also to a strong action here. Let's have a look at dollar yen, for example. I think you see it. Um, strong down move very early because not only one, few people from the Japanese cabinet have been stating that they think that the further weakening of the yen could be counterproductive, and that it may cause some problems then for the Japanese economy. So see, first of all, a gap down, but then roughly 130 pip down move after these comments have been made. Okay, finally most of these 130 pips have been made back. It was a very jerky reaction in a very thin market, you know. After the opening on Sunday, the markets are very thin, so but a strong, bold action. You can see it also on euro yen and several other yen pairs. The euro dollar itself, it was not reacting to that, at least not in a significant way. So we do not know. At least it has put some pressure on the markets, and yeah, there was some jerky, knee-jerk reaction about the news that a further depreciation of yen might not be too positive for the growth of the Japanese economy. Okay, so, but that, to be honest, was more or less everything that was happening over the weekend. Let's go together into the Forex Factory calendar, because this week is an interesting week. But let's start with Monday. So you see in Switzerland, in France, here in Germany, also later on in Canada, we have some bank holidays. So the UK is in. Yeah, Rashid is in. Good morning, Rashid. Nice to see you. So so the start into this week especially could be more slow than usual. Mondays most of the time, especially the London session and also the Asian session, are relatively calm. Okay, the Japanese guy has caused some action, but I'm careful with this trading start into this week. It could be a very calm and sleepy one, but there's something during this week. Let's go to Wednesday. First of all, we have the Bank of Japan press conference and also the monetary statement. Then later on we have something from the US. Fed Chairman Bernanke has to testify, and then we have the FOMC minutes. So Wednesday is a strong day for the central banks, the BOJ and the Fed. So especially the US event, you know, the strengthening of the dollar is bound to the idea that there might be some reduction in QE, and all the world is hoping to get some ideas when, how much, how strong this decrease in QE could be. So if there are no hints, yeah, that will turn the market once again in a little more strength for the euro, or a depreciation of the US dollar then. So that is, Wednesday is an important day based on that. The rest of the week, there is nothing. Maybe on Friday the German business climate, but that is far away from now. We have to go 5 days, 5 fully fledged trading days. So let's focus on today, and once again today the main events are the bank holidays in France, in Germany, in Canada, in Switzerland. So most probably not too much action so for today. Yeah, I was checking the news. Let's have a look together on that. I want to pull up only the summary, the Asian summary. You know, I love to have a look into that. And for me, the most important part was regional equity markets are mostly higher. And in forex markets, there it is. In FX markets, the dollar is lower against the yen, but recoups some earlier losses triggered by remarks Sunday from a Japanese cabinet minister suggesting that the yen's correction from excessive strength was nearly over, and that was the reason for the jerky move on the yen pairs. Hey, good morning, Ray. Cool. So the team is more or less completely. Yeah, welcome, friends, to this new trading week. So yeah, that's everything I have derived from the news. So nothing on the calendar. Only this yen strengthening statement from one of the Japanese ministers. So let's see. Yeah, today we will have a mailbag action. You remember we have not had it for a while now because there was nothing in my mailbox over the weekend. Yeah, there was something in the mailbag. So during this session I try to focus on 3 questions. Yeah, basically 2 topics, 3 questions from Joe and Ali. It's about let me bring that up so that you have an idea what I'm talking about. Just a moment. Let me try to get it somewhere in here. The United Traders TV mailbox. Your questions, our answers. And Joe was asking, do you really believe in what you're teaching in your show? Yeah, that's a cool question. And he was not stating that it is meant in some way as critiques. I think from the rest of his email, I have the strong belief that he really wants to know in a constructive way if I really believe everything that I'm telling to you guys out there. So, but let's come to that a little later. The second part is about how to cope with our history in our trading career. I think most of us have not made too good experiences during the past month, the past years of trading. Otherwise, I think you would not be in here. So, and it is not too easy to manage all this bad experience, because every time when we get in a situation that we have gone through over and over again in the past, we feel somehow bad and some fear creeps in. Yeah, but that's a topic I want to go in a little later, so let's see. So we have something in case the market is not moving at all, so we have something to talk about. And yeah, of course, if you have something else, please let me know. And it would be cool if you could use this live stream chat window, because the other people can see your question then, at least during the live show. Unfortunately not in the recorded sessions. And yeah, the recorded session, another keyword. Yeah, I have to say thank you. I'm very impressed over this weekend. Many people have reviewed the Friday session. I have to say the Friday session have been one of the most informative we have had so far, especially because I have covered the market makers game plan one again, and also about how to spot and use and ponder about evolving chart patterns, especially reversal patterns. So last week's Friday's sessions are not too bad, I would say. And over the weekend there have been roughly 30 hours. Other people have watched videos for more than 30 hours, and every session is roughly 1.5 hours. I'm not sure on average, so I was impressed. It's not a big deal in terms of YouTube and all this, but for this little TV session, that's okay. Yeah, by the way, I mentioned I'm going to start a channel on YouTube. Yeah, I have started. I was uploading all my videos, and finally they have some excellent technology in the background. They have been scanning my videos, and they have said, "Hey man, you're using some music in your shows that you have to have the license for," and that's finally the reason why I'm switching over to royalty-free music, because I do not want to pay thousands of dollars every month, and I do not want to cheat the artist. So that's the reason why I have to do some review of my videos and to cut out all this license-based music, usually the most recent music that you can hear also on the radio, but also some classics. So I have to get them out of my videos, and then I can upload the videos again. And thanks to YouTube that they have given me the hint that there's something wrong with it. So that's the reason why I have uploaded roughly 15 videos already, but none of them is visible, so it does not make much sense to invite you to this channel. But I've done some tests. The quality is more or less the same I have here on my screen, so it's much better than the recorded videos on live stream. Yeah, here we are, the market. Let's pull up a chart so that we can start to have a look at the market. 15 minutes, here we are. So 15 minutes. Friday's action, you remember we have been in there together in this stop hunt low, the final stop hunt low, and then on the hourly chart, one of the very nice action when we have been drawing a hammer on the 1 hour chart. That was the reversal taking place in the last 2 minutes or less than 2 minutes of the 15-minute candle. So, and then if I remember right, I was saying if you have a standard reversal pattern, yeah, I'm talking about this situation here. And that was the New York session on Friday that we have had together. So I was stating, usually with a reversal pattern you have some overlap, and they have to draw the overlap, and also this was happening as expected. Then there was a second retest of this low, and finally, have a look, we have been closing out this trading session and going over to Asia after the Sunday reopening, roughly let me say roughly 30 pips above the low, 30-40 pips above the low, and that is, yeah, I will give you this hint all the time, because if you have that in your head that you will never close out a week or a day at the extremum, maybe that should be the only 2 hours you should spend in the market to trade this extremum reversal. But okay, today, where we are, here we are. Yeah, in the very beginning, dollar strengthening, a spike down on Sunday, Then we have seen some low here, and at the moment, you know, the Asian range is not all not all this here. The Asian range in terms of the market maker thingy are the last few hours. Hey, every day the same. The last 2 hours before the London opening, so that is the range so far, and I'm not sure what we will see. I have given you the idea to be careful because of Wednesday's action with the Bank of Japan and Mr. Bernanke and the FOMC, and he has to testify also earlier in the New York session on Wednesday. So not sure about the dollar strength. We have seen so far this trend based on the idea that the QE may be reduced. So I have a look. What is your idea? Maybe we should go to an hourly. So that we can have a look for last week's. Yeah, so far I think no doubt from the weekly turn 2 weeks ago till the Friday low it was a downtrend, so there could be some range bound trading, maybe in a range between 129 128 till Wednesday, till Mr. Bernanke is delivering some confirmation of the QE reduction, or maybe some more details, when to start, how strong to reduce, or maybe he is not giving the details. Then there should be a possible up move going back to the 29-30 range again, but so far that are only possible game plans, and it's much too early to have a detailed idea about that. At least for me, I need to see some more action here on the 15-minute chart today before I can derive something out of it. So we are still on the hourly chart, so a good idea to have a look at the hourly patterns. The hourly patterns. Oops. The hourly. I do not know. What should I say? Friday's low. Roughly today's low. The piercings below, the hunts. These are here. Once again, this. No, not. Sorry, wait. This wicks. This is the hunting. This is the accumulation of shorts, trying to trap the shorts and to make them stay in their losing positions over the weekend. Here's the weekend switch, and so they have to pay the rollover in swap fees. And the big boys once again have made a good chunk of money out of it. So the last few candles so far: a wick at the top, a wick at the top. This candle is in the making. This looks like a little uptrend. Yeah. Another important element, usually the daily pivot line. We are hovering around that level, so knowing about the bank holidays, yeah, friends, maybe some valuable time to discuss some of your possible questions or idea or topics you want to see highlighted during the show. Oops. Hey, come on. The 15-minute chart. I have no bias so far, I have to say. I do not know. But let's do some little thought experiment. If Mr. Bernanke is delivering some more details about the QE and giving the confirmation that there might be a reduction in QE, so if there is some, at least I would say the probability is 60% that he will give some more details, and the market is once again scaling out of dollar shorts and going into dollar strength based on that. So and that is Wednesday. Wednesday, magical day. You know, Wednesday the day of a possible weekly turn. So what would you do as a big boy? From Monday to Wednesday, go up with the price. On Wednesday, turn on Mr. Bernanke. So just a very rough thought in the very first few minutes of this trading day, at least for me. Let's see if we can find some confirmation or contradiction on the charts. Here from the stock market itself, the DAX future. It has started 40 minutes ago. Can you see something? Can you derive anything out of this so far? I have to say, I have no idea about this strong closeout of the Friday session. But so far we have been going more or less smoothly from the Friday's numbers into the weekly start on Monday. No gap. It's and so far no movement, only a few pips. The same is true for the S&P. The Swissy here, we are in a range. Not too much action so far. So altogether, what to make with this information? For me, just one indication that I can get out of it. Be patient, wait for some more clear signs. You know, I love to have an idea of the game plan. For the moment, a light updrift till Wednesday. Mr. Bernanke might bring the market, the euro dollar, down some more then. So till Wednesday, a slight updrift, but we need to see some confirmations. I have no crystal ball, but it's not crystal balling. It's the thinking about these big boys and what I would make with the several hundred millions in my pockets that they have. So the expectation that Mr. Bernanke may give a statement that goes in direction of dollar strength, I would try to bring it up a little more, euro dollar a little more up till Wednesday, and then go down with it. But okay, that's not important. Our standard trading procedure, tactics is ends work so far. Yeah, and speaking about trading, just a second. Yeah, our little 2 minutes. I need them, so whatever you may think about this part of the session, for me it's important, so I want to go into that. So let me prepare all the tools I need. So everything should be fine now. And based on that, it will go more or less directly into the first question, but let's go into that first. The 2 minutes that really makes the difference. Yeah, it's about focusing on something that went very well for us. Forget about the bad things. So we are also in the second question from Ali. Forget about the bad things. Focus on the good things that you have experienced recently. And there are some experiences for sure that you can be very proud of. So, okay, some problem with the music. So let's stay the next 1 or 2 minutes to focus on some last week. Yeah, okay, that's it for now, at least for me. Yeah, as usual, my thoughts on that. Yesterday was a week where I had a lot of troubles with my technical equipment here, but trading, it was a week I was not upset about anything. I was very calm, and the first time when everything went more or less like expected. So my thought is, believe in what you know, regardless of the environment around you, regardless what your fellow traders may tell you, regardless what you read in the papers, regardless what you read in the forums. Believe in what works for you. Yeah. And yeah, that's what went very well for me last week, and yeah, that is what I want to do once again this week. Stay with what you know. Optimize it, but do not change for every loss you have. It's not the the methods you are using. It's more or less that you are not well trained to it. So stick with it, and you will get well trained to it, and that's what I will do as well. I try to stick to it, and that's it. Yeah. The 2 minutes that make the difference. Finally. Trading, has there been some changes so far? I do not know. Oops. Okay. No big changes so far, I would say. Yeah, let me come to the very first question from Joe. Do you really believe? Let me bring that little mailbag window up once again. So here we are. Do you really believe in what you are teaching in your show? Yes. Yes. From the deepest of my heart, with my deepest conviction. Yes, I believe in every step. For example, that might be very untypical, this little meditation. I believe in that. I believe in this big boys game plan. I believe in the easiness of trading. Finally, the only thing we do here, we do together finally, is trying to read, spot reversal patterns. That's all. And that's trading. That's it. I do not need anything else. So to make my pips with this very relaxed trading event, we have made so far roughly 7.8% since we started in the middle of April with that. And come on, we are trading 2 days in the morning. We're having a lot of discussions. We are doing a lot of things here, not only trading. So, and even with that, we are up 8% in 1.5 months. So, trading, and yeah, I believe in that, Joe. Really. So, and I do not know if it is your way of trading, if it is something you can do. It depends on many things. For example, if it is somehow a way of trading that you can combine with your day job, if there is any, if you're already self-employed or living from trading, so that's a different story. But it has to fit in your schedule, your daily schedule. It needs to fit, to match with your character, because sometimes you have to be very patient. Maybe you need you want to have some more clear signals. This way of trading does not deliver a signal. It does deliver biases. It does deliver an idea of the market. It does deliver some how should I describe that? It's a kind of not a feeling, but from all these inputs we have on the screen, from all the inputs we have from the news, from all the action on the charts, all together that leads to a kind of environment. And in this environment there is a prevailing direction, and you're following the flow. That means the momentum, and you scale in and scale out. So it's not a signal like the cross of two moving averages. It's not a signal like if the RSI or the fast stochastics are moving into the 80 or crossing the 80 area or going below the 20 area or something. So it depends mostly on you. The only relatively clear thing is the reversal pattern, so you have a final direction for the next few candles at least. But if that is not your way of trading, okay, then it will be difficult to listen to this show, because it may influence you. Listening to the same things day in, day out, it will influence you. And if that is not your way of trading, don't do that. You have nothing to rely on. Yeah, but I believe, I do. I'm trading this with slight improvements because of growing experience since the beginning of 2008, and since the middle of 2009 I'm profitable with it. And yeah, that's it. So something that works out very well for me, and from my understanding, and usually I try to be very objective in my judgment. There is nothing that is impossible to learn. The only thing, the only invest from your side is to spend time. It is based on you're getting different approaches, procedures, tactics to become second nature for you, and you know that takes several hundred hours of training. It is working relatively fast, but it is not stable if you're in critical situations, so it needs to become second nature, and that is a requirement of your investment of time. Yeah, so back to your question, Joe. I hope it finally has answered your question. I do not know if you have some certain things of my teachings, of my elements of trading in mind. So please, if there's still something you want to know, please feel free to ask. But for now, yes, I believe in that strongly. I do that. You can see that. I'm not writing a book about something that you have to buy and you can read it and you never know, hey, is this guy using this? Or is it possible to make some money out of it or with it? With this way of trading and thinking and setting up your mindset and all these trading procedures I have. You can see them here live and build a picture, a judgment of your own. If you think I'm violating some of my own rules, please let me know. The only thing I can say at the moment is, yeah, that is possible, but it's not intentionally or because the teachings are basically wrong. It's maybe I'm in a bad mood at that day, or maybe the market is behaving in a way that we have not seen before during this show. So maybe there's something new. And there's one thing I want to add here. Let me try if this is possible in bold letters. There is nothing written in stone. So please, not only in your trading, be nimble. If there's happening something on the chart with your trades, something really new to you that you have not seen before or trained, use what you know and make a decision and save your ass. Be flexible. That's what I want to say. Okay, that's it for now, I think. Ali, a question from Ali. It was a long email I got from him. Thanks for that. From the email, I've seen that you try to get into trading in a very serious, reasonable way. So, but most of us have made negative trading experience during the last few months or years. From the start, from your trading career, or maybe you're in a certain period of time when nothing is going together on your side, but you have been successful before and you want to become successful again. So how to cope with these negative experiences? Let me close this window so that I can see something from the charts. I have not given up on the idea to put a trade on this morning, but let's see. Negative experiences. That is a really bold topic. There are so many details, elements coming together with the negative experiences. So why basically do we pay so much attention to negative experiences? That's quite easy. In Stone Age, when we have been living together with the mammoth and all these big animals, and the life was really dangerous as a hunter. A bad experience that someone was caught by a big animal or by someone else. To remember that and having some kind of fear was our insurance, our guarantee to survive. So we have learned over the several thousands of years to pay attention to our fears and to our experiences, especially the bad ones, because they are life-threatening. So the mechanisms in our memory, in our head, in our brain are focused on that. So if we have been losing some money in the past, it is like getting caught by a mammoth in Stone Age. So yeah, let's come back to this thoughts in a minute, because I'm running out of coffee and I need some fresh coffee. So please stay tuned. We'll be back in a second.
My moon goes down, your sun comes up. Is your rhythm natural or down to luck? Hear the feet in the corridor, hold my head down. Life's becoming intolerable since you're not around. When they came looking, I struggled for a lie. Can't have been too convincing. They took me for a ride. So I said you died. So I said you died. So I said you died. Well, so I said you died. They said you lived here. I said you'd gone. Calling me a liar. I said they were wrong. Showed me a photograph. You and me on smiles. Said it proved that I knew you. I said it's been a while. I feel more peaceful now, if a little resigned. Images all fade away, leaving me behind. And it gives me the shivers. Recordings of your voice, asking me for forgiveness, as if I had a choice. So I said you died. So I said you died. So I said you died.
So I'm back. Thanks for staying tuned. Thanks for waiting, but my mouth was getting dry, so I need a little refreshment. Yeah. By the way, the market, the London market, the European market has opened 1 minute 45 seconds ago. So before continuing with the how to cope with bad experiences, let's have a look at the charts, at the DAX.
On the edge of the pavement, at the end of the day, just a name on my credit
Yeah, maybe
card,
there's something
just a bruise in my
we can
pride.
put a trade on, place our bet.
So I said you died. We were in this together. Must have done something wrong. So you wrote me.
Yeah, by the way, we have never done that during that show. Only one time, I think, Rashid was calling in. And calling in, I mean, via Skype. It's a long time ago. But it's possible if you want to call me up with Skype. I think at the very first time it will be somehow confusing here. Because I have not a very well-proven procedure to get the call in, but the same way you can write me something on Skype, you can use it for calling in, and so we can have you live in the show. Sometimes for having a discussion about a more complex topic, it's easier than having all these questions on the chat window. Yeah, the market. Is there something? You see, we have really strong volatility here on the stock markets after the market have been opened. Just joking. Nothing is happening. We are inside of a range of roughly 28.37 to 28.50. 13 pips for more than 3 hours. Okay, maybe we should really focus on on the topics to talk about and not too strong on trading. It might be very disappointing. But let's use our standard procedure, because it's a very typical trading situation. The market is not moving, but you want to make some money, so what to do? Let's have a look at the 15-minute. But surprise, surprise, also the 15-minute is not looking too different from the 5-minute. So our 13 or 14 pip range here for a few hours now. Yeah, that is true. There is this moving average for our benchmark drifting up. It's not going up. It's very small, a very flat slope so far. Yeah. So basically, the chart is telling wait or go long. And oops, I'm getting in conflict with these lines, and for some reason the music is very loud in the background, so let me try to reduce it. Yeah, there's something from Ray. We have been talking a few weeks back, I don't know exactly, about having something like a team of traders staying around the world in all the different time zones, so that we can have someone trading, or a few traders trading Asian session, a few traders trading European session, a few traders trading the New York session, using the advantage of staying in different time zones, so that you have your trading to do your trading in your daylight time zone. So Ray is thinking about that idea, and he's thinking it might work off. The hard part, okay, at least for Ray, I think the closeout of New York session and the going over to Wellington and startup of Asia, yeah, it's I personally do know a few people trading there, but unfortunately they are doing something, not unfortunately, they're doing something different, so they will not fit into this team based on the way of trading we do. But I'm going to size up our community a little. The YouTube channel is the first thing to do. The Facebook group I'm going to set up during the next few days will do something else. So I'm pretty sure we will get some more people. And yeah, I'm trying to get in contact with some good old friends that I've been in very close contact during the past few years. So I think, Ray, we will find someone trading the New York closeout and the start of Asian session. So at least New York closeout is something I can do myself. Asian is hard to deliver the London opening then. But if not, then finally no one is trading the Asian session. Yeah, that would be cool. Ray could do the Tokyo and Frankfurt opening. Yeah, and also Ray is catching up with another idea. Sorry that I have to look this direction because there's a chat window with the charities. So something that we as traders, at least more or less successful traders, we can give back to the community, not the trading community, but the community in general. Yeah, I was starting 2 years back, or I was thinking about a charity trading, charity brokerage idea. I got some very bad feedback about that, so I finally was not able to do that. But the idea is to pass off some of the profits, a certain percentage, to some charity organizations, be it for educational stuff, building schools in some countries they need, or helping people in deep trouble, helping children that lost their parents, whatever. There are many ways we can help. There are many ways money can help. So trading is about money, and if we get it right, making money is really not too difficult with trading. So yeah, and I always think the people who can afford it should give something back to the community. And if we are able to print some money, in quotation marks, of course, I think it is somehow fair to give something to the people as well, that need our help, who cannot do that themselves. So yeah, but maybe we should have an round table outside of the New York session to cover that. And then of course we should be connected using Skype or something to discuss that in more detail. But thanks for bringing that up again, Ray. I think I'm pretty sure we will have something like that. I'm not that sure about the schedule, the timeline, if it will be in 2 weeks, or maybe 2 months, or maybe it will take till the end of year or the middle of the year to set up such a thing. We need some technical platform, our virtual trading room. We need to cast to some traders. We do not need the professionals at all. It's okay to be in student state, but we need to have some consistency in what we do, though that we can handle the risk, and the risk is relatively easy to handle. Let's think about a drawdown limit we can implement, and the drawdown limit could be tracked automatically. So if we are touching 3% loss for the account, session is closed out and the trader is blocked till a supervisor or mentor or someone is coming up, and yeah, maybe he will get an SMS automatically, or an email automatically when if someone is getting closer to the drawdown limit, to give some mental support or reanalyze the situation. There are millions of ways to do that, but it will take time. But I love this idea as well. So thanks Ray for bringing that up again. So I want to invite you as well to have some thoughts about that, and please let us know. Maybe we should set up this round table next week. Nothing big. We do not need to discuss the whole afternoon, or only in 30 minutes or an hour to gather some ideas we have, how to implement, what to do. And maybe we can have that every 2 weeks then, to see how the idea is progressing, what kind of problems have been possible to solve already, based on technical issues, based on whatever. Yeah, that's cool. And I think I want to be long. I'm in with the long scout. It looks somehow long. Yeah, the question, do I believe in what I'm talking here? Yes, in that moment I'm saying I believe it looks long, then I have the strong conviction it looks long. But you know, the strong conviction of mine is not something going for the next 2 days. It is going for the next 30 minutes, 15 minutes, sometimes only the next swing. Because we are following the flow, not the weekly trend, not the monthly trend. We are following the next swing on the 15-minute chart, on the 5-minute chart. So if we are able to make 10 pips out of it, or 5 or 4, that's cool. Put that in a bigger context, and we will have the beauty of small number session this Friday. That is all we need. If we can make remember the little thought experiment I was asking you, do you believe you can make 50 pips every day? The answer would most probably, if you're really honest with yourself, it should be no. If I ask you, do you think you are able to make 3 pips every day? The answer should be yes, because there is not too much to do with that. And so multiply 3 pips with a reasonable position size, and we are done. And what we are doing here, we are somewhere in between. We are not going for 3 pips, we are not going for 50 pips. We are following the flow, but based on the flow, the probability that you make a few pips should be relatively high. So, before getting back to how to cope with bad experiences, the question from Ali in the mailbag, you know, the risk of this position, let's talk about that for a moment. Let's zoom in a little. Here we are. You know, this was the Asian range so far. This was the Asian high. The moving average gives the idea that there is some sentiment in the market drifting up slowly. So the risk we have all the time testing such a high is that it is a false breakout. But this moment it looks not like a breakout, it looks like a drift out, a slide out, something very slow. So the worst case scenario, of course, you know, is something like that. You know what I usually try to spot is reversal pattern, wick going up and then having something like an inverted hammer before going down some more. That is the risk we have with going long at that situation. But on the other hand, what does that mean? On the other side, we can this level here, this Asian low so far, drawn very early this trading day. It can do something like this. A test appears, piercing down, same once again. But we have to talk about the already relative close round number level, and so maybe we have a turn once again. And that is what I call the name of the game, the reversal spotting. And being in here on the way down, the next possible support areas. I was just checking if my microphone is on. Of course, is here. One is the daily pivot line. This one from the turning point here, the Asian low, and then we are already close to the round number. So there are several possible support levels where a possible reversal can take place. So it's the risk is limited, very limited, 10 cents per dollar. So you know, $100, 100 pips are relating in a loss of $10, and that is, I do not want to have it, but that's in terms of risk, that's okay. So yeah, and I have a position on, that's fine. So let's see. In case it is really turning down, let's have a look at the longer lasting 15-minute chart. We have also some levels from last week. No, not from last week. No, sorry, we have been drawing a low from April already this year, so it's nothing from last week. We have to go back to April. Let's do that. Yeah, here we are, the 4th of April, and you see at the moment here this is the recent price level, so at the moment we are roughly here, and that correlates nicely with this resistance we have seen in April, breaking down some more. Yeah, there's something based on this two price turns, the support we have seen earlier here and the acceptance of the level, the support level as resistance when the price was going up some again. So, and then the next round number, the 128. Yeah, and of course then, yeah, there are some levels. So the chance that we are breaking like a rock without any major news, it's not very likely that we get close to the average daily range of 100 pips, 150 pips, or maybe extending the 150 pips. It's not very likely, but if so, we have to adjust our positions. So that's all about risk, I want to say at the moment. And we are down 2 pips. Wow, cool. Ali, your questions. There's a second part of him. How do you cope with yesterday's losses? So he is relating not to what I've done wrong or gathered as negative experience during weeks, months, or years in the past, but also maybe yesterday was a very bad trading day. So what to do with this? Yesterday's losses or last week's losses? Yeah, for me it's a relatively simple approach. I try to forget about that. Of course, it's difficult. If you have had an account number showing, let's say, $5,000 and then you face a loss of 5%, so it's only 4,000, 5%, 110 would be $550. 5% of $50, right? No. Yes, I think so. 5%, it's down $50, and you do that 3 days in a row or 4 days, so you're down $200. Of course, you see that in your account statement, the numbers you have all the time up here. But forget about this part of this terminal window. Focus on this part of the terminal window. That means your very recent losses. And yesterday's losses, there are two ways or two things you have to have in mind. Yesterday's losses are really yesterday's losses only if you have closed out the positions. Otherwise, that are today's losses, and that is something you should avoid. Don't carry losing positions overnight into the next trading day. It has some bad influence, and the only way to cope with that is you need to train it. Not to think to make it back today, taking bigger risks or whatever. You need to train. You forget about the losses, and I don't see any reason for taking a position. Occasionally there might be a situation when you know exactly tomorrow there's a big event and you have a strong conviction that this or that will happen. But it's not the strong conviction that should count. It should be reasonable. The thinking behind, why do you think the market may turn in your direction again? If you do not have anything really strong, take the loss. But usually it's easier to cope with yesterday's losses if you do not carry them on. But let's think about the situation. You have closed out the positions, what I strongly recommend. So you go into with a clean slate into the next trading day, but you still know about these losses. The only thing I can recommend to you is do this. Do this here. take this 2 minutes. Focus not on the loss. Focus, for example, that you have been able to take the losses. Something that is positive. Take the loss so that you can go with a clean slate, with a fresh mindset into the next trading day. That is positive. So even if you have to take a loss of 3 or 4 or 5%, focus that on not on the loss, but that you have had the discipline, the strength, the ability to take the loss. And yeah, if the loss was inside your risk limits, that was something that was to expect. That is the reason why you have a loss limit or risk limit, because the risk is there every day, all the time. So, checking for some possible resistance areas for this move. Let me come back to that. Yeah, that is my very special training, having a trade on. So the Swissy is going down, so we are going close to the Asian low on the Swissy. But let's have a look for potential resistances on the 15-minute chart, the longer lasting 15-minute chart. Here it is. So Friday does deliver something we can take. No. So let's zoom in, especially on this part here with Friday's action in, and how to spot the resistance or support. Just take the turning points of price, the major turning point on the 15-minute chart. So that are the possible resistances we have till we reach the round number, the 120, where we are, 129 then, and then these typical stop hunt areas 10 to 15 pips above the round number. So that are potential resistances we have, and this one here could turn out to be a strong one because it served as a support area for a long time during London session on Friday, and it was serving also as a kind of support on Thursday and on Wednesday. So we are approaching a possible resistance area. Give me a few minutes. Let's take together a few minutes to try to focus on the price action on the 1 minute. What I want to do with that is trying to derive if there is enough momentum to break up some more, or if I should take this 8 pips. And remember, we have made already 8 pips. So the question, is it possible to make 3 pips every day? It should be. Without any technical issues, or your broker is going bankrupt, it should be possible. Sorry for the sound. Hey, cool, Ray. Ray is stating, since he's using also an 1K account from last month on, and if I remember right, he has also decreased his position size so that he is able to feel convenient with what he's doing. He feels not threatened by growing snowballs or something. So since then he is able to make 15 pips per day. That is cool, right? That's really cool. But do not make it a rule. The statistics should be used, not predictive. So based on the history, you have been able to make 15 pips, that's cool. But please do not go for 15 pips, because there will be the day when it will be only 1 or 2. And going for 15 pips will increase your risk. And that's not necessary. We will see on Friday with 15 pips a day. That is, you do not need more to build up your wealth and to be able to live in a very convenient environment in the future, and also still able to spend something for people who really need our help. Yeah, I'm a little hesitant with this because the stock market is not going up. Okay, we know bank holidays, so there's not too much actions in the stock market, especially not in the German stock market. But this future is traded internationally from also the other countries in Europe, but also outside of Europe. But we have to stick with the countries that have their daylight on at the moment. So the US boys most probably are not going to trade this. Friends, I take this out, not because I believe it will turn strongly against us. It is because I want to get through the questions from Ali in my mailbag. So, yeah. How to cope with bad experiences. What have I done? I have booked that are euros, that are not pips, so we have to multiply that. Euro dollar, you know the price, euro dollar, yeah? Okay. 0.89 multiplied by 128. Let's do it very exact. 128.60, the recent price. So we are talking about 11.4 pips. Bad experiences. If you have had a bad experience yesterday or in the past, you have to neutralize this experience with something positive. You know, I have mentioning that many times already. So, my way to do that, I try to have the very first trade every day a positive trade, and be it only 2 pips, because it gives a strong boost to your belief in your skills, and you have skills. You cannot sit several years in front of the screen and you have not learned anything. So whatever you have learned, whatever is your way of trading, you need to believe in that skills. It should be something systematically following the same rules every day, not method hopping like, ooh, today I lost, so I should switch everything I have worked on during the last few months. Let's forget about that. It finally does not work. This method hopping will kill your time, will eat up your time to build up your wealth, and it will not help you. Stay with something. Most of the methods out there with good training will make you money. Methods, not mechanical methods based on the understanding of the market, and over time you get the understanding of the market, you are able to read the market. And if you have no idea how to trade, then stay with us. At least we can give you an idea of one possible way to do that. So how to cope with yesterday's losses? Focus not on the loss, focus on your discipline to take the losses, focus on something that went very well, be it one trade that went very well, and say, just do it again. So the basic message is forget about yesterday, trade the here and now. Making back something, it will not help you. Let's say you have lost 50% of the account, hopefully not in one day, but maybe of a few consecutive losing days, or 6 or 7 losing days in a month, strong losing days. So you have lost 50% of your account. Though thinking about making it back soon, you have to double your account. Thinking about doubling your account alone in itself is already something that will poison your mindset. Thinking about doubling your account is crazy. We tend to take too big risks then, so do not do that. Forget about yesterday. So I try to do it in a way not focusing on these numbers here. I'm focusing on the pips. The recent pips my trade is delivering, and if it is a positive amount of pips, I'm happy, and I do not pay attention of how much I have made back now. Oh, there's still 99% left that I have to make back. Ask yourself, how could you develop a positive sense, a positive feeling, a positive attitude to trading if you still thinking, oh, first day after the bad experience, oh, I have to make 100% to make it back, not to make a profit, to make it back. The next day you have been very successful gathering 1 or 2%. I still have to make back 89%, and so you are going day by day. And believe, with reasonable trading, if you are doing 1% a day, you are like a god in the markets. So you need 100 days to make it back. So what will it help you to think about making it back? So I know this bad experiences, the fear coming out of this bad experiences, that is not really something rational we are doing. So it is difficult to come by or to overcome that. What I know, and what I know from all this psychological books written by psychiatrists about changing your mind, changing your behavior, it takes time. It takes time. It takes time. And based on top of that, it not only takes time, so it is something that is going away on its own after a few months, after a few. No, you need to gather positive experience, to have to override every bad experience with 10, let's say 10 positive experiences. You see, to gather a negative experience, that could be one single losing day, and you have already this bad experiences, and every time you're in the same situation, you see your position growing or the losses growing against you. Maybe you have once again trapped by a false breakout, and you have done it over and over again, and every time you say, no, I don't want to do that again. But it just needs one of these bad experiences, and you will have this feeling on. Every day you are in a similar situation again. So it takes 10 times positive or 10 times longer to neutralize that and get it replaced by something positive. So best is to start just right now. There is no receipt I can give you to say let's do that or this. It has to fit to your personality, but the basic trick is you need to gather little small positive experience. So let's make 10 trades per day or 5, and let's have only 1 pip. But do that for 10 or 20 days, a complete trading month. You will feel the pushing effect from this positive experience, and then you can build on that. Every single positive experience, and take a small profit or a position exactly on break even. Take profit or take it out. It is far better to have a break-even position closed out than having a loss of 10 cents only. Because this, once again, not consciously but subconsciously, it delivers to the restart of the bad thoughts. Oh no, I'm there again. I have done it once again in a bad way. I have not matured, I have not evolved, I have not developed my skills. I'm still the same old loser. Sorry for saying that, but I know these thoughts very well. I have been there. Maybe you're thinking a little bit different, but the idea behind is the same. We lose completely the belief in our skills. We have no self-confidence anymore. Finally, that's the description of a loser that we have of ourself in mind. So forget about that. Yesterday is yesterday. If you use money for trading that you need to pay your bills, your rent for your home, for your flat, for something, then that is not a good idea to start trading with. Start small. For example, take Ray. He has sized down to a 1K account, going through these exercises we are doing here, and it seems he is benefiting from that because he feels comfortable with the account size, with the risk he's taking, with the position sizes. So if he is doing 15 pips in average a day, that's awesome, really awesome. And from his statements, you indirectly can see that he was on a more or less bumpy way before. He was trading maybe a little bigger accounts, but of course, for sure he was trading bigger positions and he was making bigger earnings the days it went well. But there have been also these days when it was not going that good, and not having your risk under control, the profits you have made 3 days before are eaten up in 5 minutes or an hour. That's the problem with that. So back to that, Ali. United Traders, yeah, it's a community. It's not a brand of having this show. It's meant as a community, and because we are in the very beginning and we are very small, there are not too many people in there at the moment. So please use this advantage at your best. So please, maybe you should call me up if what I was telling or trying to explain to you is not helping you. Try to call me up via Skype. Let's have a chat. 1 hour of having a direct face-to-face chat may help you much more than sending me questions in here. And maybe I'm addressing the topic basically, but I'm slightly off because I did not get what you really wanted to know, or maybe we have not been able to get to the core of the problem of the issue. So please call me up. For now, I'm through with the questions, I think. But that's the way for these people who have been in contact with me already. You know it, my email address and my Skype ID. Couldn't it be easier? Or could it be easier? I don't think so. I'm not the super duper guru, but I'm trading full time for more than 10 years now, and I have been in all the problems that you can imagine of with my trading and losing and all that. And even if you're trading a different way and different approach, at least I can mirror that with my experiences, and I know a lot, so that's that way around, about the human psychology and how our mindset is working. So at least I can give you some hints on that. Yeah, give it a try or not, it's up to you, and it's free. But things that are free do not have any value. That is something I have experienced when I was CEO of my little company 12 years back. If you ask a bank for a loan and you need only a little money, it is tough, it is difficult to get. If you're going to a bank and say, please give me $1 million, it is much easier. So the same is true if there's someone giving some information on the internet or somewhere else, but it's for free. It is not worth anything, because things you do not have to pay anything for, they cannot be good. Yeah. That's something that is very immanent in our thinking. But it has not been the motivation for me so far to charge you anything for that. But if you tell me, please charge something, because I can put more trust in your words, so we can do the trick and give it back to charity then. So if it helps you to put some more belief or trust in my words, and finally you become a real professional and successful trader, then so yeah, you can sign up for this service. Let's talk about the fees, and I will give 100% back to charity organizations maybe you want to choose. Everything is possible. Yeah, sometimes I'm not too serious, but in everything I'm saying here, there's something true inside. And this misconception in our head that something that is for free is not worth anything, it is there because it's exactly what we face every day. You go into a shop and the good you want to buy, the better the good is, the higher the quality, the more expensive it is. Yeah, we are trained to that concept. Okay, 15-17 minutes left. There have no been scheduled news so far. What to do with this? Hey friends, any idea? Are you in a position? Are you long or short? What is your thought about the market? Please let me know. Hey, by the way, that will be the first video that I can upload to our YouTube channel then with high quality, because there is no royalty infringement, nothing, no type of music I have to pay for. I have signed up with this new service. Okay, the music is not that crispy or hot like all the hits we have heard on the radio before, but it's something, it serves as a background noise, so it's okay. Yeah, this service is not too expensive, so I've signed up for that for 3 months to test it out. So from this side, this will be the first video on the YouTube channel then, and then you can enjoy a much higher quality as well. I think the sound was and is good also on the recorded videos on live stream, but the quality of picture, it's light years better than. Do I believe in what I'm telling or teaching here? This question from Joe is still in my head. Yeah, I want to address it from a different point of view, because this is a free service. I'm not having any ads, or there is no income for me from this service. I do not know how to put it best, but why should I put all this time into that, having some thoughts before the sessions, having some work in the aftermath of a session? Why should I do all this based on an imaginary trading concept, on a story, something that I do not believe? What could be my motivation then? So I do not know. Yeah, the market is getting slower. The average candle size for the last few candles is 4.5 pip. Usually we are around 10 with the standard trading day. Okay, two issues we have: Monday and holidays in Switzerland, in France and Germany, bank holidays here, later on bank holidays in Canada, and Mr. Bernanke on Wednesday, and the Japanese central bank as well. Wow. Someone is using my email address from the videos. Joe Butler, I think. Is it? No, it's not a Joe from the questions. Profit within minutes. So he wants to sell me something. Yes, thanks friends for sending me all these nice things. It's about Viagra and about sex shops. It's about trading systems, EAs. Yeah, I'm very happy to get all these mails from you. Thank you, friends out there. Be sure I will not buy anything. I have already my 300 to 600 pips a month, so everyone can do that. Ray, if you do 15 pips a day, 20 trading days, so you have 300 pips a month. If you tell this number to someone, he thinking you're already a god in the markets, and I have to say, doing 15 pips in average every day, that is really a cool number. So really cool, Ray. Yeah, it should boost your belief in your skills, but please keep it in check. Yeah, the positive thinking attitude. Yeah, it is something I believe in, but I'm not of this one of these new age guys, and I'm staying with both of my feet on the ground, and I'm also very sure that the self-fulfilling prophecies, if you believe that you are strong, you finally will become strong. If you have a serious belief in that, and if you have this belief every day, it will improve your mood, it will improve your the way you behave, the way you move, the way you look like. You do not need the millions in your pocket already to believe that you deserve the living of a millionaire or a rich guy. The way you think, the way you move, tell you. I'm telling you something, a little secret I have. During the times I was down with my trading, nothing was working out for me, and I spent several thousands of euros to the markets. From time to time I've bought one of these magazines in the shop about wealthy people, about big cars, about cool looking houses, about how to spend holidays if you have if you do not have to take care about money, about ships, about yachts, about all this. And this was a kind of motivation for me. So I had a picture to focus on. This was how this rich guy was looking like, and there was no difference. He was looking like me. So the transfer you have to do, the transformation, it was not that hard. So if you can imagine that you could be this guy from this magazine, having his cocktail at the beach and in front of a very luxurious hotel. It strengthens the belief that you can do it. Yeah, yes we can. There was a guy, I think in the US, maybe a US president. Yes we can. Yeah. It's about motivation, it's about thinking. The chart reading, it's so easy. You can do it. You can learn it in a few months, 3 months, 2 months, depends on you, maybe 4 months. But reversal spotting, it's so simple, so easy, so... The main part is psychology. Forget about being rich, desire it got a glitch. Religion just like a snitch can often just make you twitch. You're the ish now, make a wish. I know you like your guy, but I still want you on my squad. I see the pain and facade. Yeah, Ray, that's true, Ray. No, rush it, sorry. What's dating? I said it somewhere in the past that there is a benefit for me in the shows as well, because it keeps a different level of discipline on your shoulders. If you're doing your trading in your trading room, no one is there to watch over your shoulders. There's no controller. Having such a show is very different. It's public. Everyone can see the account, everyone can see any of my trades, everyone can see or could see to get me in panic or something. So it puts a different level of discipline on your shoulders, and this way I'm sure it has improved for me a lot. So my benefit from that is for sure there, and it makes me feel good. I have to say that. And it's all about feeling good. So sitting here and having the chat with you and knowing someone is listening and maybe he's paying attention to what I say, it makes me feel good.
Lisa,
I'm very true about that, but I think everyone would do. So it's a very basic element of our psychology, our psyche. Yeah, Rashid, he's stating to Ray, excellent results, hope to be there soon. Yeah, Rashid, do not hope. Put it the other way. We are in a very small group here and we know how this psychology, sorry, do not want to say Scientology, psychological things are working. We have to have the belief. We are not hoping to be there. You will be there. That's the difference. Raise your standards. Raise your standards. Do not think maybe I'll get there. Maybe there's chance that I'll get there. Work with a strong belief. You will be there. You will get there. And please tell me one single reason, if you have one, why not to get there. What could prevent you from being successful in trading? Any single reason, any single idea you know about? I don't. But maybe hope to be there soon. I'm not a native speaker as you hear, so maybe it's a kind of politeness, but in your thinking there should be no hope, there should be the will, the belief that you will get there in a few weeks. Yeah, friends, the market, yeah, I have had a positive trading experience. I hope you have also. We have been able to make 11 pips here, so the market is slowing down. I think I'll be here for New York session as well. At least I will give it a try. If the market is that slow, I tend to spend time with my family, or I have to do some tax declarations also. A lot of paper here on my desk. The part you cannot see with the webcam, it's behind me. There are little and not little, there's many paper that needs to get done. Yeah, so far I wish you a nice trading day. Yeah, most probably we will be around during New York. Let's see how the market is behaving. Yeah, and believe in your skills, please focus on that. And everyone has done an excellent trade already in his career, and do it again. You can. Why not? There was nothing extraordinary in the situation you have put this excellent trade on. It was just that you have done the judgment and the management of the trade in the right way, and there is no reason why it should not be possible to do it over and over again. So put on only excellent trades. Do that. Believe in you. Yeah, see you later, friends. Bye bye for now. Have some fun. Stay nimble. Yeah, something. Maybe if we have some time together during New York session. Speaking about being nimble, there's something I want to tell you about that. But okay, bye bye. See you. Thanks for joining in.